All right, guys, welcome to Thursday night training. Tonight it's going to be, we're going to talk a little bit about, you know how maybe you started the PBS and you got in and you just kind of, you were okay at first and you were really just gung-ho about it. And then something happened, life happened, and then you kind of didn't get a chance to really work on it like you would like to. And then you see it as it's been 3-4 months gone by and we haven't touched it, and we're in all the anchors, but and maybe we're not, but most of us, we tried to get into them at the very beginning so we could get that income started. Well, Miss Sheila is going to show us tonight how to get back into the swing of things and get our PBSs back and making time to get, modify those pages and just how she does it. And her and I kind of do it the same. So I didn't feel like we needed to, her to do it and me. So we just kind of wanted to work on it together. And I'm going to let her show you because her site's amazing. I have to say, when I first came back, I had I was in this situation and I had to learn it all over. And I thought, how am I going to do this again and get Google AdSense and everything? And she says, well, I said, Sheila, what are the new offers? I don't know all the new offers. And she said, go look at my site. Well, my goodness, we had Alice in Wonderland on that site. And that was from when I started 4 years ago. But I love her site and it's full of all kind of different stuff. So Miss Sheila, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you go ahead and just this was Miss Sheila's idea tonight as we were talking today on what to kind of go over. And I think it's a good idea. So.
Perfect. Thank you, Jen. And guys, don't let Jen fool you. She got Google AdSense this week.
Yay!
So she has ads on her site. So that's a major accomplishment. So those of you that say exactly now that you can't do it, with everything that she has going on, she got Google AdSense on her first try this time. So it just takes getting in there and doing what you need to do. And I am going to share my screen. I have a new student that is coming back in after taking a small hiatus because of work. And so he called me. We're getting him back together and getting him caught up. He's in all the anchors. He's kept his site functioning, but he hasn't been working in it. So we're going to be adding some pages to his website today. Just to help him get started. He's great at modifying, but we're going to help him catch up today. So let me get here, see if I can share my screen.
And I have a lot of students, well, everybody's pretty much their sites are down and they're not like I'm trying to explain to them how they can still work on their site, but maybe I'm not getting it across the correct way. Maybe we could go over that too on how we would put it in a Word doc.
Exactly. And there's several different ways you can do Word. I always tell everybody, all my students, they know Google Docs is the best form because Google Docs is totally mobile. It's portable. It's on your phone. You can take it everywhere with you. I have all of my apps downloaded on my phone. I have my Canva. I have my Google Docs on there. I have all of my templates downloaded on there. I have my Vivo app. If we use it for work for our PBS, it's on my phone. I have Skype. I have, all of my, what do you call them? Social media platforms. So everything is right here on my phone. I don't know if y'all can see that, but can you see? But all my apps are on my phone. So if my phone's with me, my work's with me. So I'm going to come in here, and this is our site that everybody sees. This is my student site. He has 108 pages that he's totally modified. And I always tell my students, I can tell you the last time you've been in your pages. So he hasn't been able to go in his site, or he hasn't worked on his site for quite a little bit. So his last time that he was actively in his site was in September. So, which is good. That's about the time everything blew up. But we're going to show him, go in there and add some pages. So he's thinking about getting into Velveeta. He's already into Valentis and Wine Ambassador. He is in our Cash Network Direct. And so we're going to get him some Valentis pages, Velveeta pages in there. So I'm going to go to add new page. All right. And it's going to come up a new page. And then I'm going to use my site. Okay. And you can use your instructor site. You can use Rory's site, whichever site you go to, you're going to just pull it up. And the first thing I want to do is I want to change the title. And I'm going to go ahead, and I've already been looking up some words in from my Jaxie, and I'm going to use brain and memory. So I'm going to come here and do brain and memory. Get focused. All right. Both of these are great key phrases. So I always like to use multiple key phrases because I want every opportunity for people to come to my site. So then from here, I'm going to do a simple drag and copy, and this is going to copy everything. And because I have other ways that I can do it, but I'm just going to stop here and I'm going to hit copy. Where it is it? I just want to copy. I want to copy everything. Oh, wait, may not do it. Hold up. Because if I do Control A, it's going to copy everything. But this way might not do it either. So we're going to see, since I am the admin.
While you have it highlighted, Sheila, just hit Control C.
Control C. Yep, Control C. That's the other way, Control C. And then I'm just going to hit paste, or you can hit Control V. And then what you're going to do is you're going to see all the little things that pop up. Okay, all of these are Google ads. All right, that we have out there, and we can take those off. Okay. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take anything in code because I'm not going to decipher code. All this stuff. We're going to take all this off, all the unnecessaries off. Come on, drop down for me. All this is coming off. So you're just going to clean up and get rid of everything. Now, those of you that have access to your student site, there is a different way that you can do this. And I will show you that too. And we're going to remove blocks. And these are just ads. I got ads everywhere, guys. It's just showing up everywhere, which is lovely. All right, so this one says I'm going to take that off because it literally copied everything. And then I'm going to come up here and here's the words. The other thing I'm going to do is I remove all images that's unique to my website, because I don't want my student to come in there and keep an image that might have my logo on it. So I'm going to remove all the images that are directly pertaining to me. Get rid of everything there. Remove image. Okay. And then we have that. I'm going to take this. See now see how it copied the, we'll remove that. I'm going to cut that out. And then I'm going to go back through and remove I'm going to leave mine in there because he's not signed up yet. So then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and I'm going to find the video. I don't think this is the one that I put the video in. This is before we had the video. So I can always go back and get the video and put the video in here. So now that I have this, I'm going to come here and do a little bit of maintenance on his site. So I'm going to go ahead and do his SEO. So her readability is already good, not the readability, but the SEO is red, the readability is green. So readability is fine. SEO's got some work. So what's my key phrase? I'm going to go ahead and put brain and memory. all right, is the key phrase. And I'm going to go ahead and do his meta description. Well, if I can spell. All right. Again, key phrases, innovative, nootropic. Put that in there. Now, if I would have put that period and it would have changed this from green to red, I would have just removed the punctuation. The other thing you want to be very aware of when you are copying things over is that you do need to change your key phrase, except for our anchor offers where we have our advertorial page, like our fine wines page, our brain, especially if you are in the memes. There's certain pages you have to keep those key phrases in there, like brain, coffee, fine wines, the other ones that we have, those need to stay if you're in the memes program. PBS is the other one, work from home. So those are ones that you need to stay, get with your instructor if you're not sure which ones they are, and they can help you work on that. The other thing that you will need to be focused or concerned with is that when you do create a key phrase, a focus key phrase, it is case sensitive. So there's been times when people have come to me, I need you to read my site. I've used my key phrase and it said me I haven't used my key phrase. And I go in and they've actually capitalized the key phrase here, but it's not capitalized in your actual content. It won't recognize it. Your key phrase has to be exact if you capitalize it. If you use lowercase, then it's basically a free-for-all. Wherever that shows up, whether it's capitalized or not, it will recognize it. So lowercase in this instance is your friend. So we have that. So then I'm just going to go in here and see some of the things that we can fix for him. So no images, no internal links, key phrase. So this is one of the things that we are going to have to fix. So I'm going to modify this page for him a little bit. All right. So I put in here brain fog, get rid of brain fog. So already I know I got to change this. I'm going to go with some of the information I have, and I'm just going to start a new paragraph. So I'm going to look for my little cursor when it shows up right there. There it is. And I'm going to add a paragraph block. And I'm going to just rewrite this with his new key phrase. Your key phrase needs, or your focus key phrase, focus keyword needs to be at the beginning of your first sentence of your paragraph. All right. And we're going to do that. And sometimes you can just repeat or expand on what your meta description is. And that way, when people come to your page, they can see what drew them to your page. They can see your ad basically.
Sheila, could I add something?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of when you have to add transition words, we were talking about how it's case sensitive with the key phrase. That also is very sensitive. You have to have that comma, or mine didn't recognize it. So
Yeah.
that was one thing I learned.
All right. All right, and again, in that first paragraph, I want to give them a leading sentence that, hey, you already know what you want. You've seen a little bit of information. You want to read more, go right to it. So this is going to be the first place I'm going to put a link. And I'm going to get my link right here. I'm just going to copy the link because I already have it. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to highlight it. And I like to do whole sentences. You can do sentences. You can do phrases. It's really up to you. Since this is a link that is physically leaving my website, I want to open it in a new tab. Excuse me. Paste my link in there. And then I'm going to hit this little button that is submits the code, which means it's letting the computer system know that I want this to be an external link for these words or phrases. So it codes it. So that's why you have to submit. If you don't submit, it goes away. So you want to make sure that you have that so it will generate a code. And then since this is a draft, and the way you know it's a draft, it has this word publish. If it was a page that was already published, you would have this word over here would be update. So the difference between a page that's published and a page that you are modifying from the beginning, you have these words. So you're always going to have save as draft, or you're going to have save. You're always going to have preview, and then you're going to have update. I don't want to publish this one yet. We're going to hit save as draft. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to delete this block because we just got finished with it. So I'm going to remove this paragraph. So now that makes the first paragraph. So now we went from red to orange. And then we're going to change this right here. Brain fog is a great key phrase, but I don't want to leave that there. So we're going to put and we're just going to do eliminate brain fog. Okay. So there's that. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to actually do this. So here's another one, solution for brain fog. And we are going to go ahead and change that one. And let's see, I'm going to go in here and put so just by doing that, we are already green. Okay. And I'm going to come in here and change a few things, modify it some more, but I'm going to hit save draft. So I have green. So now all he has to do, and I'll put notes in there and say, here's your pages. You need to modify it. And I am technically going to come in here and I'm going to come right here and I'm going to put stars. And that lets my student know that I've already done this portion that's been modified, but he can always come back in and change it the way he wants it. And that's what I tell all my students. Whenever I get finished modifying a section, I put these little stars there. I center them so that they know everything above here has been modified. It's already changed. So if I come in and do this, then I would move that here. And the way you can move it, I've seen some people go through and do this and erase it. If you click on here, I've actually created a block. Here's these arrows. You can just move the whole block. So I can move that down to wherever I need it and then just save the draft. So instead of just creating more of these and deleting the blocks, just move your blocks as you modify. So I'm gonna put this back up here. So that's there. Now, the other thing you want to do, remember what we talked about last week, is changing your date. Okay. Since this is a draft of a brand new page, you notice there's no date here. Okay. So he doesn't have to worry about changing the date. As soon as he clicks on publish, the date will be generated. All right. Because this is a draft. The draft will stay, the date will change until it's physically published. Now, if I went through and modified my page or a page that he already has that, you know, has my date on it or Roy's date, then I would come in here where it had published and I would change that date to the date that I'm working on it. But his pages previously has already been modified. He's already modified all those pages before he had to take his little hiatus. So going forward, anything he creates is going to have the new date that he actually published it. All the drafts that I'm putting in now will not have a date until he actually comes in and publishes them. So that's great. Okay, so once that's done, the draft is saved. I'm going to come back here. Okay, and I'm going to go and I'm going to create another page. I'm going to hit new. You can do it over here. You can just hit here where it says add new page. Make sure you're in pages and not post, and hit add new. All right. And once that comes up, I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to go here and I am going to do sleep. There's one I did right here. Yeah, the one I want to do. No, that's not what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go over here and type in sleep. Do search. All right, so this is going to pull up everything in my page, my website dedicated to sleep. So I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to click on the title. And then since this is my page, so those of you that are actually doing this for your students, some of us do that if they're really busy and they just want to get started, you can do it for your students. If you go into edit page, then you have the option to put it in code. If you don't understand code, don't do this, just copy it the normal way. But you can go into code, change everything into code. Control A and Control C, come back to your page. Always put in a title. So we're going to come here and look for sleep. And see what comes up under sleep and health, which is a great key phrase. So we got sleep and health, good sleep and health. And this is one of the ones I think the meme, sleep and mental health. So there's a mental health. So we're going to actually do, and here's we're going to do sleep and health. All right, sleep and health, restful experience. So that's something I always like to give people something that they're looking for. And then I'm just going to come here and I'm going to hit paste. And so there it goes. It pasted it in regular format without any code at all showing. So then all I have to do is come in here and, like I said, remove any pictures that might have my information on there. I'm going to take that out, remove the image. I'm going to remove this image. Okay. And then I'm going to go into my other pages and find one of those videos. So I'm going to come back over here to this. Where did I put it? My trifecta page. Come on. So I'm going to pull up trifecta. And I'm going to come down here and get the video. So this one we're doing for Zleem. Do I have this? Yeah. So I'm just going to come here. I'm going to hit share. I'm going to get this Vimeo link. I'm going to copy link address. I'm going to come back to his site. And I am going to throw this video in here. Right about here. And like I said, he can always come in and change it. So once I get here, I'm going to go to browse all and I want to do Vimeo. So I am going, and if you don't have a Vimeo account, then you can't get the Vimeo links. So you want to sign up for a free Venmo. I think it's Vimeo, one of those two Mo's. And you're going to come down here to where it says embeds, and you're going to look for Vimeo, and then you're just going to copy that link in there, and then it embeds it for you. So there's your video. Okay. If you don't have it, you don't want to sign up for that, it's fine. Just let me know. I have all the videos saved. And then I'm just going to hit save draft. And then I'm going to come in here and do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and select his key phrase, which is, or in this case, since I know he is part of the memes program, I'm just going to put sleep because that's a key phrase that they use for memes. So I'm going to put sleep in there, and that's going to be his key phrase. And then the slug, I want that to change. I'm changing that to sleep and health because I like short slugs. I don't like long slugs. So I always change to sleep and health, always a good key phrase. And then I'm going to do his meta description. All right, so you see how it went from green to orange? That's not to say you can't have it, but when anybody goes to read your information on Google, they're only going to see up to the green part. They'll have to hit click more or read more and to see the rest of it. The majority of the people that go to Google and read these little captions, if they don't see what they want right then visible, they're not going to click the and more or read more. So you want to make sure this always stays green. So what do I need to do? Shorten it. All right, a snap at night helps with that. So there, period. I even have a little bit left, but it is green. So just from that information, now he's green and green. You also notice I didn't put any stars in here. So that means when he gets to this page, he's going to have to do a full modification. I've already changed his key phrase for them. I've already put in their focus key points so they know what they need to do. So then all they have to do is come down here to their SEO analysis and see exactly what they did doing. So this says you're linking to another page with the same key phrase. So I'm glad this happened. So what this means is that somewhere in here, in his page, he's actually, there's the word sleep is underlined that is going to his affiliate or his external link. You don't want to do that. What that means is that you are giving your traffic to your affiliate. You want the traffic to come to you. So you don't want their page to rank with your key phrase. So that means everywhere where I have sleep highlighted, it's in here. I have to remove it. All right. And that's very easy. You can choose other words. You can choose other topics. but anywhere where sleep starts the word, I have to remove that link. And that will help out. You know, if it's in the middle, it should be fine. It shouldn't pick it up. But because it's at the beginning, I need to break that link. Okay. So that's all he needs to do is just go through and see where it's highlighted, where sleep is the first word that's showing, because that's what it picks up. Then he should be good. Like here's another one. So we're going to click on this. We're going to break that link. Where's another one where sleep is the first word? And we're going to see that should get started. So it's still there. So we're going to have to remove all the ones that say sleep to get it out, because I've used it quite often. And that's fine. So we're going to break this link. And you can just take the word sleep out of it altogether, anything that has sleep. Change. And we're going to break that link. Break that link. And I think that should be good. And then we're going to save this draft. And then we're going to go down and see if that got rid of it. So there it is. So sleep is not a phrase that we want to use. Key phrase and meta description, it contains it 3 times. That's too much. So that's one of the other red ones. So we can change that too. So we don't always get enough of it, plain and simple, restful sleep. So we're going to save that. So now all he's got to do is come back and do some more subheadings with the word sleep in it. Sleep and other health related issues, sleep and health. So this one here, let's minimize this image. Come on, move for me. All right, so this image for some reason is stuck to there. Oh, I know why. I copied that image in there. That's why. Okay, so there's that. So let's see if that took care of that one. So more in H2 and H3. So because this page, how many words? So I got 1,100 words in here, and I've only used it 2 times, I think, in the heading. So I got it here. 1, 2. Yep. What helps with weight loss? Sleep. So that should take care of that. So now all he's got to do is go get internal links and put him some images in here. There's one image. So the image itself. So what's the image? So we're going to come over here. I'm going to click on this image. I'm going to go to my blocks. And here's my image. So it's telling me I got wine and women for this image. So it needs to be sleep. Okay, plain and simple. And the reason you want to give it a little bit more detail, and Char gave me this information. I didn't realize what it was, but it's for people that when they click on here that are hearing or visually impaired, they can actually get a description of what the picture is. So you want to give a brief description of the image that you have that contains your key phrase. Okay, so even if it's wine, because this is a picture of a lady relaxing with a glass of wine, that's why I put it in there. But it's also her relaxing and sleep with wine in a hot bubble bath. So you can do that. You want to give as much detail as you can about your image for that specific purpose. Here I put weight loss, and I'm just going to put image contains weight scales. That should be good enough. So again, sleep helps with weight loss. Image contains scales. Simple. So then when I come down here, it's going to tell me I've used my images. So there's all that. All I got is green, green, green. Now just internal links. And because he's not in Velveeta yet, but he is in wine. So right here where it's going to my wine of the month club, I'm going to take that out and I'm going to highlight his. I'm going to click link. And this is a little thing you can do. I'm going to just type in wine and it's going to pull up every page he's written about wine. And I'm going to type in wine right here, delivered to your door. And I'm going to hit save draft. And then that should take care of the internal link. So now he's all green and green. All he has to do now is come back and modify his words. Put this in his own phrasing. He can come in and change this any way he wants to, as long as he stays with his key phrase, his meta description is all set, his image, he can even change his images. But the page is there for him to start. It's a place to start. His title's already changed, so he doesn't even need to change that. So that's one of the ways that you can come in here and change your information. Go in and because you see, I don't want, when we copied this the first time, it copied all of my Google ads and it changed it over to code because that's the way it shows up. But when you go in as their instructor, you have access to their pages. You can go in and modify it into code editor and actually copy it over into their site. So I think that basically covers it. If you're not sure about key phrases, guys, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. I know most of us MSIs do have Jaxi that we pay for on a monthly basis that we can get you good key phrases. You can always go in and search Google to see what people are searching for and use that as key topics. But don't, what's the word I want to say? Don't hold yourself just to that one key phrase. There are multiple key phrases out there that people search for. If you can write a topic or paragraph on other key phrases, use them. That just gives you more searches, more potential of searches coming to your site. So every one of my topics, every one of my paragraphs or are key phrases that are relating to what I'm writing about. So you're going to have your main title with your main key phrase in it or focus key phrase. Then all your other subtitles, your headers, 2s, 3s, and 4s, let them be related key phrases to what subject matter is about. And then that way you got more potential of people finding your pages in a Google search or Bing search or Yahoo search or any search that they find. Your page will come up in the string of searches based on your key phrases that you use throughout your whole website, not just your focus key phrase on your page, but anytime that word shows up anywhere in Google, they're going to tell them where it's at. The more you've advertised that page, the faster you move up in ranking in that search criteria. So if you haven't advertised a page at all, but you've used those key phrases, you're going to be on the bottom. If you've advertised that page daily, weekly, monthly, you're going to raise up in the ranking so that when people go to look for sleep and health, then your page has the potential to be in the first five pages search. Most people don't search past the 5th page. They change their search topic. Well, if they change their search topic and it's still a key phrase that you've used in that page, they can still find you. So don't restrict yourself to just one key phrase. If there's multiple key phrases that you can use for your topic, use those as headers. Use those in your page to get more traffic and recognition to your site. Does that make sense?
Are you ready to take some questions?
Yeah, I'm trying to stop this share. There we go.
Okay.
So does that make sense? I hope I didn't go too fast. Y'all know this is my passion. I get involved in writing I love to write. It just kind of flows out of me. If I'm not reading, I'm writing. So one of the two. I read everything.
Relaxing.
So yeah, so it's we got 15 minutes for questions. So
We
who's first?
have, yeah, I'll let you call on them. I don't know if they
All
put
right,
their
let's
hand down or
go
not.
with Mr. Deepak. I think he was up.
You have to unmute.
Okay, could you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, two things. I am someone new and technically I am a poor person, and this makes me a little nervous. Everything what you are doing, what I saw. So for the people who are technically not that good, what do you suggest? How we can
Yeah.
get better?
So all you need to do, your pages should already be in your website. So all you need to do is just go to your website and start modifying the page. Put every page in your own words. What we did tonight was for someone that has been away, that doesn't have a website that's up to date. And we were just so that their website will be more current. So your website that you have, since you're fairly new, is current. So all you need to do is just go in there like your instructor's been showing you and just start modifying your content word for word, paragraph by paragraph.
Okay, what is your URL so we can look into your websites to get motivated?
Okay, I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. There you go. All right, Miss Denise.
Okay, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
For your external links,
Mhm.
do you open tabs for that one?
Yes, external links. Internal links, you don't have to. I usually do, especially if I have related material. Like for the wine, since I'm talking about health and the Velveeta products, in the beginning and at the end, the wine's kind of in the middle. So I have that going to an open in a new tab because I have it in the middle of the page. But if you have it at the bottom of the page, then you don't necessarily have to. Again, it's up to you whether you want to, but I like them to be able to come back to what they're originally reading. That's just a preference that I have, but you don't have to open internal links. Only external links. Every external link needs to be open in a new tab.
Do you need a lot of internal links, or is it just what what you prefer?
What you prefer. Google prefers at least one of each, one internal link, one external link. I always like to have a link in every paragraph.
Okay.
So again,
Thank
it's
you.
a preference. If you're not writing, if you have multiple places you can put an internal link, by all means put it. Don't leave money on the table.
Right. I always use
Okay,
more.
thank you.
I always make sure that there's more internal links on my category pages because you're taking them to another page in your website. And then I always make sure I have more of the external links on my offer pages because that's when you're really wanting to move take them to the offer itself. So, just a little FYI.
Yep, that's exactly right. Offer pages, you want them to go to your offer with one or two internal links to something else related to what you're talking about. All right, Miss Barbara. You need to unmute.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. My thing is that I'm really going at this slow. I'm still on my wine page, but I mean, a lot of, like you just gotta focus on it. Now, tonight, Kathleen was showing me I was having a hard time with my links. I'm still having a hard time with my links. So she wrote me a step-by-step thing to go through for my links. However, when on my one wine page, with the Kiro, I have mixed in with the Snap too. I have that and I have Kiro with the morning coffee with Snap. So I'm talking about both
Mhm.
deals, you know. So I got my links in for the Kiro one. I got them covered. But then when I went to do my Snap one, I went to their page, I copied their thing, and I got it up on mine. And then I started putting the link in their thing, came up with their link, but then the link came down written on my page.
Okay. Yep.
What are they doing wrong?
Okay, so what happens when your link shows up is that either because you have to still highlight it, but if you move your cursor somewhere else, and it will actually move your block. So then when you go to
Oh.
paste it, it's not where it needs to be. So make sure that when you go to highlight where you want it to go, that your block shows up to where you can see to add your link and then paste it. So always have your link copied first and then go back and do your words to copy it and paste it into.
Okay, so you copy the link first.
Yep. And then go back and find your words that you want to highlight and then highlight them and then do your link icon and then
Yeah.
paste it once that block shows up. But if you highlight your words first, then leave that page to go get a link and come back, the block's gone. So then
Oh,
you're going to
yeah.
end up pasting your link directly onto your paragraph.
Okay, because I was also having a hard time getting my block up too. Like I was all set to do that, I couldn't get my block up. Why?
The other thing a lot of you don't realize is that your website will time itself out. So you'll be typing away. And if you don't update your pages periodically or refresh your pages, it will time itself out. So you can be typing and go to save and then you get the spinning wheel of death.
Yeah.
That means it's timed out.
Yeah.
So that's when you need to copy your information, go in and refresh your page, and then come back in and open it up. Even though it does have auto save, it's on a time limit. So it auto saves about every 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I always say when you get to a stopping point, hit save, go and do a refresh if you're on it for more than a couple hours so that your website page stays fresh, so that when you do have instances like that, then you know, okay, I need to shut down, I need to refresh my page and get everything working in sync again.
Yeah, what's holding me up is getting these stupid links on and my images on. Like, I mean, I have everything written up. I love doing the writing part of it, but I hate this other stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I write first. I always write first. I never worry
Yeah.
about a link image until I write. And then once I write and read what I've written, then the link I want to use becomes easier. Then once the picture, I always do my links are always the last thing I do.
Yeah.
I always do my pictures after I do my writing, because then it's like, okay, this pairs well with, just like with wine, this image pairs well with this paragraph or this section.
Mm.
And then once I get that done, then I can look at the paragraph and the image and say, oh, this link goes great with that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a flow process for me. I'm very structured that way. I have to have a rhythm. I have to have a
Right.
map.
Right.
And that's my map, is my words.
And
Yeah,
the more
okay, I
you
just
write,
gotta figure
they'll
out the
get
rest.
their own little rhythm too.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you get in it, you'll develop your own rhythm. Just don't get frustrated. Trust me, when I first started, I took a lot of walks around the neighborhood. I went and
Oh,
visited
no.
the refrigerator and the kitchen quite often, because it was like I was trying to sound like Rory. And a lot of you do that. A lot of us
Forget
do
that.
that.
Nah, I can't.
And you can't, there's only
No.
one Rory. You got to find your own voice,
Right.
because when the people come visit your site, they want to know you.
Right. That's
And
why
they
I
wanna
love the writing part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
okay.
So
Thanks.
let's see, Miss Candace was next. You good?
Thank you.
All right.
You're okay?
Miss Tressa. And then where's Jan? I see Miss Jan, but I don't see Miss Jan.
Yeah, I see her.
Okay, Miss Tressa, is she still there? I don't see her.
Yeah, I don't either. I
Okay,
see her, but nobody in the little thing.
all right, Miss Jan. Finn. You need to unmute.
Go ahead.
There you go.
Links. Now, when I modifying, and then how do I know my link? How do I put my link into things? Because I noticed that you kind of
You have
did kind of quick.
you have some background noise. Can you cut the background noise? Because I'm having trouble understanding.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I didn't realize it was so. Okay, when you do a link, how do I know if it's my link or whatnot? Because I'm still just modifying pages.
Okay,
And
if you're modifying your original page, all those links are Rory's or wherever they copied the page from. So nothing
Okay.
in your website is your link. You have to get it from your affiliates that you sign up with.
okay, so you mean I have to get another affiliate or?
No, if you're in Wine Ambassador, you have a Wine Ambassador link that will be in your back office of Wine Ambassador. If you are in
Okay.
Bella Vita, you have your own Bella Vita links for all the products, so you want to use those.
Okay.
Same thing with Cash Network Direct. When you signed up for that, then you have your own links that are assigned just for you so that you can get credit for them. Same thing with Computer. All the other programs that we have, you are designated your own link. So if
Okay.
you still have your original website, those links are Rory. So you need to get rid of those links, or
He's making some money.
or they are your instructor. So if you're not in one of the affiliates yet, especially the paid ones, then your instructor may have put their link in there. Leave them in there. That way it stays within your system, within your group, so that when you do
Okay.
get ready, then everybody still can, benefit off of that.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'm way behind, but you know what? I have to say, I learned so much more tonight than I have since I've been here since September. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, just don't give up. Take it one day at a time, one page at a time. Don't be jumping around. If you follow that program, do page a day. Even if it takes you 2 pages. I tell my students, if it takes you more than 3 days to do a page, get with me. Tell me there's something that's going wrong. 2 days, 3 days max, you should be finishing that page, advertising it. But don't get to the point to where you just get so frustrated, because there are some pages that are really hard to write. I'm not going to lie. I had trouble with Computer and crypto because I didn't know anything about it. It took me about 2 good months to research those before I was knowledgeable enough to write about it. Now I can talk with the best of them about it. But sometimes you do have to go in and dig and do your own research, guys. Trust me, it helps you in the long run, especially when you get to where we are as instructors, to help your students understand. But don't be afraid to go on Google and research stuff. To go to the library, pick up a book and read information. It will help you in the long run.
Just don't skip around. Do everything in order. The training site is still very important, even though we have these trainings on Thursday nights and Saturday nights. Still get on there and watch those videos. Even I had told Tony one time, I said, I'm one that I have to be doing something. And so what I would do is I would watch the video first and take my notes while I was listening. And then I would watch it again. But while I was watching it, I was actually had another tab open. So that way I could work with him and do as he's doing. And I learned so much. I know people don't like to watch things over 2 or 3 times, but usually if you have to, there's a reason. Or if he's repeated it, there's a reason for it.
All right, Roberta, go ahead.
Could you explain how you look at Jaxie so fast and can see which keyword is the best to use?
That's probably going to be a separate training, huh?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm very organized. I have everything in a tab. So when I actually have tabs on my Google toolbar that is just for website enhancements. And in there, I have my Canva, I have my Jaxie, I have anything that enhances my website. So I just click on it, it pulls up Jaxie. I already have in my head key phrases, and because I pay for Jaxie, I have unlimited access to it.
Right, but
Hey,
and so
Jen.
my question was more how you
How I
recognize it,
determine-
not how fast you got there.
Okay. Okay, so how I determine which words I use is there's a couple different things. Sometimes by them having the most searches is not always the best key phrase to use. Sometimes I use those key phrases that only have 10 or 12 searches on it.
Hey, Sheila.
Yes, sir.
Jen was asking earlier if there's any topics for next week. That's a good
That's a
one
good
we
one.
covered, right?
Yes.
So Jaxie, or how to find them organically, just with a Google tab, open browser, talk about keywords, talk
yeah.
about titles, talk about,
We can do that.
that's a great idea, because Jaxie takes a little bit more time to than we have.
Jaxie has to be delved into, but it's a great source. And when I send it to my students, I send them just like you saw that page. I'd copy the whole page so they could go and see all the demographics of it.
So Jen, there you go. You got a topic for next week now. So
You.
I'll figure it out. All right, who's that? Tanya?
Yep.
Okay, can you hear me?
I
Yep.
can.
Okay, well, I was one of those that signed up for the program and then cut out for a while because I was scared. I ain't a very good writer. So you put the key phrase in and it brings up the paragraphs and you just edit them?
No, the key phrases, I just put, I copied a whole page for my student. Now your website already has the information in there. And when you say you're not a good writer, I'm gonna tell you think you're not a good writer, because you're reading those pages and you think you got to say exactly the same thing that they're saying. You don't. This is the way you get over that phobia of being not a good writer. Everybody's a good writer because you have experiences in your life that people can relate to. You might not think they can, but they can. People are waiting to hear what you have to say on the specific topic. So read those pages, read the words that are there, and then think about an experience that you went through or someone you know that's went through it, and rewrite it in that format. You don't have to use the exact same words. You don't have to use the exact same content that's there, but you need to make sure it flows in the same topic category. So if they're talking about health and how Bella Vita helps them lose weight, like with me, I'm a plus size woman, always have been, struggled with weight my whole life. I'm either way high or way low. There's no middle ground for me. So I can talk about weight loss. I can talk about the yo-yo diet. So when you're in those Bella Vita pages and they're talking about the weight loss with the Zleem and the plus and the youth, how it helps curb appetites, think about your experience with weight loss, your experience with eating and health issues, and write along that topic, because you've experienced it. Everybody's experienced it sometime or know somebody. So you don't have to use those pages in exactly the same way. Just make sure that the theme stays the same.
Sheila, I've also told people, kind of like we're back in high school, if you don't know anything about that subject, Google it and do a book report.
Yep.
Okay, that's not right. You took mine.
Oops.
You heard that from me.
I did, probably. Who knows? I got it from somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, don't ever think you can't write, because you can. If you've lived longer than 5 years of age, you got something to say.
Okay, so I have diabetes.
Mhm.
So I could like put diabetes, I can mention diabetes in there about losing weight.
You can, sure can. Do you know how many diabetics is in the world? And they're looking for stuff that can help them, that doesn't affect their insulin levels, that doesn't affect sugar drops, that doesn't affect how it's going to react to their medication. This is an all-natural product.
Yeah.
Definitely.
People are looking for the product and they're looking for your story.
Exactly.
So share it.
Okay.
All right, one more call, one more question, Sheila. We're already
Amy,
over.
yep. Amy's our last one.
Okay, so I have a question about the links. Does it matter what color you make those?
No, the thing about it is you can do colorized links. However, if you colorize the word first and then go back and put a link in and try to color the link, it can be very difficult. It's very finicky because it's still one of those work in progress things. So always do your link first, and it's standard blue. That's just the standard for the PBS. And
Everybody
then you can
knows what
always come
blue,
back and there's
everybody knows what blue and underline means. So it kind of stands out on the page. They see that blue
Right.
couple words and it's underlined, they know that's a link.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, you can always change the color. Just if you are fairly new, I would say don't worry about color right now. Get your everything taken care of. And then when you get, everything done, got your advertising going, ready to apply for Google AdSense, then you can come back and play with your color and personalize it a little bit more.
It's by that
Awesome. One
time
less
you're
thing
gonna
to
know
worry
how
about.
fly around.
Yep. Play around with it after you're finished.
Yes.
All right.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. I
right,
thank
so-
everybody, and Jen,
Yeah.
you're amazing.
No, you are amazing. So next week, don't miss it. We're going to talk about Jaxie, and I want to learn how they got the keywords. I know we had an instructor that would just something about you would put in the first letter of the word, like if it was an A, and I can't do it. I
That's
just
the
can't.
way Rory taught me how to do it. Open up another tab in Google and type shoes, space, and then go A. Look at them. No, I don't like those
Okay.
choices. Back up B. Look at that. I don't like those choices. C. Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get them that way too. And you and Sheila can share that with everybody
Yep.
next
There's
week.
there's several ways. So if you don't want to wait till next week, by all means, research your little hearts out.
All right.
Yeah,
Love y'all
just-
and have a good night. And we will see you